Good morning, everyone. I think we need to commence the lecture now. Can you see my slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
so let's commence the lecture now. Today I'm going to spend just 1 hour with you. By 9 o'clock, the lecture should be over. So today we are looking at equivalence circuit and then the maximum power transfer. We may not get to op-amp, but we'll stop at maximum power transfer. When you are talking of equivalent circuit, there are two major sources of arriving at an equivalent circuit. Remember that the last lecture I took you through the review of the supernode and super mesh alongside with mesh and nodal analysis. You will still need a lot of the information from this end or from the previous lectures in order to handle the two topics that are put together in this place. And then likewise, your source transformation and your knowledge of source transformation will help a lot, and as well as superposition and linearity. I'm just saying this so that you can get yourself well acquainted and prepared for what we are going to do. Because it's not a new thing that we want to do this morning. It's just adding a little more materials to the knowledge of super mesh, super node, nodal and mesh analysis that you have done, as well as to your knowledge of source transformation, superposition, and linearity theorems that you already have in your kitty. So on the account of that, when we are talking of network analysis, we are looking at how can we reduce our network. You may have a very large network and you want to reduce it. So how do you go about reduction of your network? Because and each of them, there is a way that you can do this through the Thevenin's theorem and Norton's theorem, or as well as Norton's theorem. And then you can then determine a number of things through your mesh, uh, your knowledge of uh, uh, maximum power transfer theorem. So we have been able to look at a number of these theorems. We have been able to look at quite a number of them, and there are some that we just didn't bother to look at because they are not as crucial and as important as vital. It's not as if they are not important. They are not as crucial and vital to our day-to-day analysis of network and circuits, but they are not as popular as the one we have taken. So we just take the one that are popular, and as well as we bring up the information concerning the ones that find everyday usage in our network analysis. So when we are talking of Thevenin's theorem and Norton's theorem, they are like a complementary kind of theorem in a way, just like when I was teaching you um, about the source transformation, that you can transform from nodal from voltage source to current source, as well as vice versa. The same way Thevenin and Norton, they run like that, whereby Thevenin depend mostly on the voltage, use of voltage equations like V equals to IR. The Norton depend more on current. So you have to take note of that. In the circuit analysis, the current through a branch is required to be found when its value is changed with all other element value remaining the same. So in the case of application of Thevenin's theorem, you find out that it is often used as a practice with that a particular element in a circuit is variable. In this case, our load may be varying, while other limits are fixed. As a typical example, a household outlet terminal may be connected to different appliances constituting a variable load. And each time the variable element is changed, the entire circuit has to be analyzed all over again. Why do we say your load is variable? When I came to my office this morning now, I didn't put on everything. Before I came in, the load was at a certain level. Maybe my cooling system, especially the refrigerator, is the only one functioning. The lighting had been put off. The air conditioning units were put off before leaving yesterday. But now this morning, well, immediately I stepped in before this lecture, I put on all these things. And in putting on all these things, I have varied the load that the system has, or the network or the circuit or system has been carrying before now. I have increased it. So you will need to recalculate your entire circuit. You need to reanalyze your entire circuit when such things happen to know the condition of your entire circuit. So that's why we say the load are variable. The loads are variable in a number of times, in a number of times, while uh, the uh, the other circuit parameters are the same or remain unvaried. So this is a good example. You can see in this place, you have your tabletop lamp or reading lamp, if you can call it that. You have your ironing element, you have your cooling element as well. So looking at this now, they come in at different times. And the way they are coming in, they are affecting the circuit parameters. And as they are affecting the circuit parameters, you will need definitely to calculate and recalculate a number of times. So we normally talk of a linear two-terminal circuit that can be replaced by an equivalent circuit, just like we did in the source transformation. When we do our source transformation, you saw what happened there. We will take every load that is between two terminals that are connected to the source, and we use it for our analysis. So we have this for a good example of a Thevenin's application to circuit, Thevenin theorem application to circuit. You can see here all the loads, all the load is the only one that was removed. If you look at it, you will see that red arrow that form like an half cycle, or what we can call an arc. Looking at the first diagram by your left, you will see that there is an arc with arrows pointing to terminal A and terminal B. That's where load is supposed to be. But when you are making use of what is it now? When you are making use of a Thevenin equation, it's only the load that you disconnect, and you resolve the rest of the circuit parameters to get your Thevenin's voltage and to get your Thevenin's resistance. You must take note of that to get your Thevenin's voltage and to get your Thevenin's resistance. And while doing that, you have what we have here. And by the time you are through with it, you have the second diagram by your right. Now you have been able to get your voltage as Thevenin's voltage, and you have been able to get your resistance as Thevenin's resistance. So that's what you have there. So likewise, you want to calculate in this place, the load is your speaker, but you need to get the Thevenin equivalent of all the other network parameters. So your two network parameters that will be of essence is your impedance and your voltage. So your impedance, your Thevenin impedance is stated there. and your Thevenin's voltage is also stated. When you put the two of them together, we call it Thevenin's equivalent circuit. So you have this kind of situation as well, which is almost the same thing. And then, so we still respect our linearity. So I have spoken about this, so there is no need overflogging all these things. So in most cases, what we ask you to find is to find your RTH, which is Thevenin's resistance, and VTH, Thevenin's voltage. If the terminals A and B are made open circuited by removing the load and no current flows, then the open circuit voltage across the terminal AB is equal to the source voltage. So the voltage across the terminal AB is equal to the source voltage, and it's called VTH. So VTH is the open circuit voltage across the terminal. And in other words, the input resistance, which is the equivalent resistance of the dead circuit, because you have removed the load of the dead circuit, because all independent sources turned off at the terminals A and B, must be equal to RTH. Thus, RTH is the input resistance at the terminals when the independent source are turned off. So take note of that. So if I give you this now and I say resolve it across AB, so can you go ahead and do this now for me? Disconnect from what I have taught you now. You will disconnect AB because your load is AB. Let me see what you can do here. I'm going to leave this for another 10 minutes. Let me give you 10 minutes. I will soon be closing for today. If you don't do it, you are doing yourself. If you do it, you are helping yourself, because I already have my answer to this. So I'm giving you 10 minutes to resolve this. Find the Thevenin equivalent resistance for this and the Thevenin voltage. If you are true, you can raise up your hand. You are the only one permitted to raise up your hand. If you have worked the problem, I'll soon be calling people to try it. You have already spent 6 minutes now. You have 2 minutes, 2 minutes more, 2 minutes more. And nobody has done anything. I can't see any hand up. This is not good, though. By now, I should see some people who have done something. Whether you have done it or not, I'm going to begin to call people now, any moment from now.
Mano, no
Okay, it's already 10 minutes, and I can't see anybody with any proof of answer. I need to begin to call people now. Adibe. Okay. Adibe. Adibe, I can see you on my this thing. Can you tell us? Adibe Ifeoma, you didn't write your name properly. Write your name properly. You have not come to this class, so as far as I'm concerned. You are just here. You are not part of the lecture for today. If you don't write your name properly. Akintola winner. Akintola winner. Let me see what you have worked. It's not in the class. Anozike Chibueze. Anozike Chibueze. Let me see what you have done. It's not also in the class. So that's very good. Adedokun Dorcas. Adedokun Dorcas. Adedokun Dorcas. Let me see what you have done. Okay, not in class as well. There's no problem. I'm just knowing. Oyinloye Idowu. Oyinloye Idowu.
Mm,
Yusuf Babatunde. Yusuf Babatunde. Not in class. Kushimo. Kushimo.
Morning, sir.
Uchebu. Okay, is that Kushimo? Let me see what you have done. Can you share your
I
screen
won't
with
be able to,
us?
I won't be able to do much, sir.
Let me see what you have done. It doesn't necessarily matter that you have done it or. So I'll give you the
I
sharing
promise, sir.
right now. Put on your
I promise,
camera.
sir. I'm using my laptop.
Put
I
on your
promise, sir.
camera. That's not a big deal. Aróyọkù. Aróyọkù. Olúwagbémi. Aróyọkù. Arókòyù. Arókòyù. Olúwagbémi. Ga. Arókòyù. I think it's Arókòyù that he wants to. Ajubu Israel. Ajubu Israel. I know those who are not around. This is very, very interesting.
Good morning, sir. This
Who
is
is that?
Arukoyi.
Yeah.
Arukoyi.
Open your camera. Let me see you. You already know your result. Oh. All those I called, that there is no response. You should show the cause at the end of the whole thing. Don't come near my office because this thing is recorded, number one. Number two, I have my hard copy records here. Share your camera, your this thing with me, please. Share your notebook with me. Let me see what you have done.
I've not really been able to solve it.
You know that these things are being recorded. So you are already knowing your results, each of you. No problem. Ijawari new. Ijawari new. Ijawari new. Good of you. Odetunde Abdulmalik. Odetunde Abdulmalik. Not even in class at all. Okay. Elahi Rosemary. Elahi Rosemary. Elahi Rosemary.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, let me see what you have done.
So I'm using my laptop. So let me quickly put on my phone.
That's not before me because when you had me calling other people, you should have prepared yourself. Don't give me that kind of excuse. It's not
Okay,
attainable before. You are not
let me
ready.
try.
Adeboye Opeyemi.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, share your camera. You share your notebook with me.
So I don't know how to turn it backward, sir.
Backward as well. Backward as well.
Sir, this is what I have been able to do so far. I don't really know how to get to the LTH.
Okay.
Hello,
eBay, you are disturbing my class. Oh. Let me stop my sharing so that you can share your own. Okay. So let's see what you have done.
This is what I've been able to resolve so far.
But the thing is that what I gave to you said that what did my information that I gave on that page says? Can you read what you have on the slide before your own came up?
Come in, sir.
Do you have the information with you?
Sir, please, sir, can you share it, sir? Have you took down the questions?
Yes, because I needed you to share. But however, let me bring it back.
Okay, sir.
What write in red color?
Okay, let me. Said turn off the independent sources. Then outage is the input resistance of the network looking between terminals A and B.
Okay. So let me see what you have there again. Did you turn off all the sources?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me see it. Move it up. Move it up. Let me see it. Have you been able to obtain? Move it up a bit. I can. The third one. I want to see your third diagram. Is a bit far.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Let me see what you got there. Okay, having turned it up, you have this. You have this. Okay. On the account of this now, all you need to do is that you will resolve all of them together to get your RTH. Because your AB is your terminal, as you rightly know. So you have started well. So
Sir,
having gotten that,
so I mean, am I to just find the equivalence of the resistance?
you will reduce everything to the last until you are able to get only one resistor. And that one resistor, when you have gotten it, it will be able to become your RT. It will be able to become your RTH. You will calculate all of them until you are able to get one resistor. And that one resistor, how do you get it? Having gotten to the stage that you are now, you can still resolve it further. Say you know. Because all those 10, they are in parallel to each other, if you know.
All of them, sir. All of
So
them.
the ones that are in vertical, as you
Okay.
have them, say you know that they are parallel to each other. So the best you can do is that you may have, at this stage, with what you have there, you may need to go ahead and use what we call delta star transformation.
Delta
You may
what,
want
sir?
to use delta star transformation.
So I don't know what that is, sir.
Okay, so that may be able to resolve it with ease for you. But if you don't want to use that, you can continue to resolve it until you bring everything together as AB. So by the time you are able to do that, then you will go back to your original equation and you will begin to resolve until you are able to get the voltage as well. And the voltage you are going to get will be your VAB, which will be across the A and B. So, however, maybe, as I said, I will not be able to stay long with you. However, maybe that's where we will be able to stop today. So thank you for responding to the question. But you need to, you have started well. All I needed you to do now, or all I expect you to do now, is to resolve this. If you like, since I didn't teach you data star transformation, you can use another method to resolve it to get your resistor RAB, which is the same thing as RTH, the
Okay, sir.
resistance between the A and B terminals. But you have started well. You can still resolve, you have to resolve it further, so that you only have one resistor across that place. I would have loved to share it with you, but just like I said, I may not be able to do that. Okay, thank you for that. So I like what you have done. You can now stop sharing. Okay, Inyang, what do you want to say before I close the lecture?
Sir, please,
Inyang
can you
David.
show the good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Please, can you show me the last slide that you showed, the one that the boy read out?
Why do you want it when I'm already closing the lecture for the day? I put that in there for
Because
more than
yes, but my
5 minutes.
yes, sir. My network was bad, so I was logged out of the class. I just want to screenshot it, please, sir.
Go to the YouTube, you will see it in the YouTube, because I have other things to do.
All right.
You have
Thank
not been
you.
serious. A number of your classmates, you people, you want to give yourself. I'm on record now. I know I'm on record, which I can play to the vice chancellor if the case comes at that level. Your class has not been very serious, especially with this particular lecture.
Sir, I've always
I called
attended
about
the
10.
lectures.
I called more than
I
10
was
people.
logged out of the class. I've always
No,
attended
your
the
own is
lectures.
different. I didn't even call you at all. I didn't call you at all. I called about more than 10 people, and only one guy responded, which is this young man that just responded, which is what's his name now? He was the only one that was able to give me any tangibility. So, and he got what he was doing was on the right path. So, okay, so I'm closing the lecture for today. So we'll resume back in January, and we are resuming by starting with a test of everything we have done up to today. So have a great time and have a wonderful holiday. Bye
Please, I
for
have a
now.
question.